Welcome. It's the Blur Medic. It's the illest blur in the land. Welcome back, Legends community. Returning Legends, thank you so much for commenting, liking, and sharing. New Legends, welcome to the channel. Thanks so much for subscribing, liking, commenting, also sharing. Today, I'm back with a story time and actually on something that people probably want to know what really happened, on why I pretty much stopped doing solo live streams on YouTube. This is pretty much not going to probably be my title, but for now. All right, I got back into my bag when it comes to wanting to do solo live streams. All right. So the first time I did it, it wasn't the greatest experience ever. I'll be honest with you guys. It was fun, of course. Don't get me wrong. I enjoy doing solo live streams. Like I do collaborative live streams on my channel. But then this time around, I said, you know what? I want to try again at this. You know what I'm saying? I said, just because something doesn't work out the first time doesn't mean you just say, hey, I'm going to throw in the towel, I quit type of thing. I was just like, well, what can I do to make this more memorable? And maybe people will be gravitating towards it besides what I learned from my previous solo live streams. Don't get me wrong. Some took off, some did not. I'll be honest. I think solo live streaming has pros and cons, just like anything, right? So I decided, I said, oh, I got a great idea. Because I feel like, sometimes our audience, as content creators, and me being a blur content creator, sometimes they want to know a little bit more about us. And I don't mind peeling my layers back, meaning the onion, and knowing who I am, you know what I'm saying? Because there are layers to all of us, right? And I said, oh, I got a great idea. And I said, Blur Saga. Birdman hand rub, all right? And I said, I had the vision for it. I said, you know what? This could work because I feel like people don't mind watching my videos. People do come through the live streams too, right? But let's get into the day of the first live stream. So the first day of the live stream for Blur Saga, it actually was pretty decent. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I got a couple, new subscribers that actually sub to the channel through the live stream. Because usually I tell people this all the time. I was never known for getting like subs with my live streams. That was like never like, hey, I know Il Blur Matic on, and I know people been telling me like, oh, you will eventually. And I saw it for myself. That was like, I'm like, whoa, me? Il Blur Matic 365. And that was the plus of it. The people were engaging. Okay, so every now and then, when it came to the first one, there were some people that were a bit weird, or just mean. You know what I'm saying? You got the weird, mean energy. And then I had a couple familiar people that actually came through as well. So the first one wasn't really successful. I mean, I guess it built views, but it wasn't really helping with my watch hours. But me being the type of person I am, I'm very driven when I want to be, right? I decided to say, you know what? This was such a fun experience. I even got feedback from other content creators that enjoyed it and stuff like that. Or actually caught the replay of it. So then again, I dropped the second one, all right? And when I dropped the second one, it felt more like I had people that were actually there for me, you know what I'm saying? That I was familiar with, that's been a part of my community. Yes, when it came down to it, it was fun. All I was doing was just question and answer, you know what I'm saying? Just learning about my community, them learning about me instead of just me recording videos was such a dope experience. And just laughing, joking. It was like a vibe stream, you know what I'm saying? I guess I became the curator of vibes. So then I did episode 2. Episode 2 actually outperformed episode 1 when it came to like views, but then I started to see another problem. People, I was getting more views than my watch hours, but for some odd reason, I said, man, I'm having such a good time. And I decided to say, I'm going to give this another go. So I do episode 3. Episode 3 was a toss up. I had new faces in the live stream, of course. I even had some weird troll that I had to block. And also shouts out to Aries, who was one of the people that also blocked them and reported them. And the third one actually did a lot better than the previous 2. So then I had a realization, right? I think sometimes when we do live streams, we all have expectations, right? And I didn't want to set any unrealistic expectations for my live streams because these are just me connecting with my audience, them learning about me as a blur content creator. And I looked at the changes of like what was happening.
Basically, I looked at
with
YouTube
Blur
Studio
Saga,
and gave
right?
me the real
Because I'm
analytics.
one of those people. I like to look at the numbers. I'm very analytical when it comes to YouTube. I'm one of those type of people. All right. So I look at my first one, right? And I promote my stuff too, by the way. I'm not one of those people like, oh, I don't promote it. I was promoting it on different platforms. People were retweeting it, reposting it. But there was a problem. I really wanted to do episode 4. But the problem with my actual live streams, and I know Jasmine Room, shouts out to her, another dope content creator. I'll leave her actual link up as well. That I was getting more views than my watch hours. So what was happening, right? Yes, I did live streams, of course, right? And I know a lot of people say live streams are supposed to help you. They are, to some degree. But I think YouTube did a remix on me. YouTube said, you're going to be a full-time streamer. And I said, whoa. I am not a full-time streamer. Get that out of here. Let me just say this, all right? YouTube said, look, and I mean that. So what they did was, they said, oh, you want to stream? Oh, you talking about streaming a bit more? You want to do it more? So what they did was they were slick with it. So when I would go to YouTube Studio, all you would see was mainly my live streams pop up. So they said, yo, you about to be full-time streamer. And if y'all know Blurmatic, I am not a content creator, all right? And I know it's a lane for everybody in this lane when it comes to it. But not every time you see me on YouTube, live stream. Nah! I said, like, YouTube, y'all not right for this. How you just gonna turn the algorithm and say you gonna be a live streamer, all right? Ain't no words, no doubt about it. I was outdone, yo. On top of that, people weren't really coming through like that. So I had my core audience, you know what I'm saying? Shouts out to Lower Koj, shouts out to Aries, and shouts out to people that caught the replays, and also people that were new to the actual live streams that supported as well. But the problem was the numbers weren't mathing for me. You know what I'm saying? Like me, realistically, I'm thinking like, okay, well, I'm in the 11,000 tier at the time when I'm doing Blur Saga. This hindered my growth with my actual channel because people, I don't know exactly how, but I think people were skimming through some of the Blur Sagas. So my thing was, this is supposed to be a vibe experience, me just asking questions type of thing. But I seen like people weren't fully invested. And then I get an inbox, you know what I'm saying? And also I had some other things going on. So I had people that I didn't even know that were still supporters of my channel, hopping in, but not really participating with the live streams. I had one person like, yo, why you stop doing it? Because I was going to do actually episode 4 for Blur Saga. But I had a realization that this is not working for me. You know what I'm saying? As much as I wanted it to work, I promoted it. People were reposting it. People were sharing it. Some of y'all came through and supported or caught the replays. I really appreciate that. But what happened was the aftermath of this is going to surprise a lot of y'all. Like I went back to another tier for my watch hours because people weren't fully watching it like they said they probably were watching it. But props to the ones that did. I don't know who it is, but props to you. And the other problem was, too, I lost subscribers because some of the people that were in the live streams automatically assumed that, oh, Il Blur Man 365, he is a streamer. They perceived, some of you perceived that I was only that. And I'm like, no, I'm not just a streamer. Yes, I do collaboration live streams on my channel. You know what I'm saying? But also I do live streams. But I am not a full streamer. I don't want anybody to think that I'm a full streamer because, like I said, you can look at my channel and you can tell I got more videos than streaming. So, it was a tough decision. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I really wanted to do an episode for her, but I had to sit and think about this. Like, is this gonna benefit me? And I said, no, this is not gonna benefit me because I'm already lost watch hours due to this. I lost a chunk of subs due to this. And I was like, no, this is not gonna work for me. I already know, because if I do a 4th episode, I already knew where I was gonna go. I think sometimes you have to be self-aware of things and also be open to decisions that can be difficult, because it was difficult. Because don't get me wrong, I was vibing it with my audience. I was enjoying vibing with you guys in these live streams, but I had to come to a personal reality check. This ain't helping me. This ain't helping me get to my next tier for my channel. This is not helping me grow as a content creator. Now, would I ever come back to doing solo live streams? Of course. Is it going to be right now? No. Absolutely not. Because in the long run, like they always say, live streaming works for some people. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to solo live streaming. And for some people, it doesn't. And with me not benefiting from it at a point where I'm trying to grow my channel to the next tier, I was like, no, let me stop and pause right here.
I also deleted it because it wasn't really beneficial for me.
I'm trying to grow. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to keep backtracking. No. But it's unfortunate. Like I said before, I do want to get back into it. I just don't know, man. I don't know when. I really don't, because I don't want to go back into being in the same scenario. You know what I'm saying? I think each time I can definitely say that I'm thankful of is actually that I've been learning. The first segment worked a lot better when I did solo live streams, and maybe I'll go back down that path, but in a different way. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe like remix it or kind of do something unique with it. And I understood that people, like I said, my core audience, me not having a core audience, people that were there to support it probably was also another downfall to it. But it is the hardest working blurred on YouTube, guys. You tell me in the comments, what are your pros and cons when it comes to solo live streaming? Or has solo live streaming been successful for you? It is the hardest working blurred on YouTube, guys. Thank you so much, legends, and I am out.